Hey, remember that scene in DBZ where Piccolo hits Android 17 with the Hellzone grenade attack? You know that scene that I can't actually play right now because Funimation would come over and cornhole me right here at my desk? Oh, you don't watch anime. Awkward. Well, somebody at Bungie sure loved that moment because they literally turned it into a weapon. Meet the Eyes of Tomorrow exotic rocket launcher. Exotic perk, Eyes on All. The launcher is capable of tracking and firing at multiple targets simultaneously. Or, as mentioned, you can go full Piccolo and just target one enemy who then gets bombarded with multiple rockets. 6 rockets are coming out of that launcher one way or another. Whether they go after multiple targets or just a few, or just one, is entirely up to you. It is the unholy love child of Truth and Gallarhorn, and it has unique potential. Alright, how do you get the gun? Here's how I got mine. It dropped from the final loot chest in the Deepstone Crypt after killing Taniks. Unless I get exact clarification and video footage from another D2 player, I'm certain for now that Eyes of Tomorrow will only drop from the Taniks fight, so you've got 3 chances per week to get this exotic, provided you have 3 characters, that is. If you only really care about getting the launcher and you don't want to do the full raid, you can always try to acquire a boss checkpoint from a friend, pass it around your characters, and only do the boss fight 3 times. Are you already tapping out because you don't feel like you can beat the Deepstone Crypt raid? Never really raided before? Think you can't do it? Nonsense. It is a very user-friendly raid, and I put out a guide on my channel so easy to follow that even first-time raiders can beat it. Put it out the other day. I promise you, check out that guide, link in the video description or the top right corner right now. You can do it even if you're a noob or beginner. Alrighty, back to the exotic launcher. Eyes of Tomorrow will fire 6 individual mini rockets each time you pull the trigger. ADSing the launcher allows you to lock on to multiple targets. I've learned it's actually fairly difficult to lock onto exactly 6 enemies. You have to aim at them kind of fast, and if you don't fire soon enough, enemies you've targeted will ultimately become de-targeted after just a few seconds. Getting 6 enemies locked, again, is possible, but it's annoying that sometimes the launcher wants to fight you on it and only targets 5. Whenever you have however enemies targeted you care about murdering, pull the trigger. 6 rockets will come out and auto-zoom right in on the enemy. Because the homing is so incredibly accurate, I've gotten into the habit of just firing the launcher up and out, giving the mini rockets more room and a better angle to directly rain down onto my enemies. Damage-wise, it hits pretty hard, and unlike some other exotics I could mention that are clearly designed for doing an absurd amount of damage to one target. Review on that bad boy coming very soon, by the way. The Eyes of Tomorrow was designed to deal big damage to groups of enemies with ease. And again, if you also want to hit just one enemy with it, you can. It's a versatile gun. I'll fully admit it has tough competition with other exotics, also designed for crowd control, but overall, it's fun as hell, and I enjoy it. Let's talk about the unique weapon perk it also comes with, Adaptive Ordnance. Killing 4 or more enemies in one rocket volley improves the damage of your follow-up volley, meaning if you target a minimum of 4 enemies and kill them all with one trigger pull of the rocket, not hard at all to do by the way, your next rocket volley will do big damage. But how big is big? It was kind of hard to measure because the damage numbers with this gun are all over the friggin' map, but after doing a little testing on just one enemy at a time, I think I can tell you that the extra damage gets ramped up to an extra 50%. That's big, more than you'd get from a Warlock Well of Radiance or a Titan Bubble. What else is nice is that the perk apparently does not go away until you take advantage of the perk, meaning you can fire a rocket volley, kill 4 or more dudes, and acquire the damage buff for your next shot. Then you can swap to your primary if you want for whatever reason, and whenever you switch back to your launcher, the extra damage is still ready to go. It doesn't go away if you swap off of it like Ace of Spades. Here's something else that's pretty dank. Because the extra damage given is via a weapon perk, it can stack with other in-game buffs, namely Well of Radiance, Ward of Dawn, and any of the various damage buffs you can get via Charged with Light. In fact, if you want to go experiment a little bit with Charged with Light and Eyes of Tomorrow for PvE, might I recommend the Peanut Butter and Jelly of armor mod pairings. Blast Radius radius where you become charged with light by getting rapid rocket launcher kills, super easy to do with the Eye of Tomorrow, and then pair that with Argent Ordnance. When charged with light, readying or firing a rocket launcher grants better damage and reload speed. You chain these two mods into each other for repeatedly becoming charged with light and dishing out oodles of damage to big crowds via the launcher perk itself and Argent Ordnance. An awesome combo, to be sure. Oh, and for the record, this isn't really a PvP weapon at all. If you want an exotic power weapon to ruin people in Crucible with minimal effort, might I recommend the Wardcliff Coil. I highly doubt you'll ever be in a situation where you'd be able to lock onto multiple enemies long enough to get a godly cinematic clip of them dying before they shoot the crap out of you. So maybe keep the Eyes of Tomorrow to PvE. And remember that even Wardcliff can one-shot roaming supers, so it kind of does everything better in PvP. But whatever, other than that, if this weapon looks fun to you for PvE, and it definitely is, get out there and get the raid done. I'm telling you, man, watch my guide, you can do it. Thank you all very much for watching, may RNG be with you, and I'll see you next time.